Monday, 29th of September 2025. 78 degrees going to 85, 65 tonight, 83, 65 tomorrow night. It is 1:20. Unless our plans change, we have decided to go to the Georgia National Fair down in Perry, Georgia. And that will be a great opportunity to get I-75 from the Tennessee-Georgia line all the way down to the Georgia-Florida line and maybe down to I-10. So what we're going to do is continue from where we got off Friday afternoon here in Cartersville at Main Street. I think this is exit 278, 288. And we're going to go south probably until Georgia 92, maybe Wade Green. And then we're going to wait, and our plan is to leave out tomorrow morning about 9:15, or maybe early. I don't know if we'll leave early or not. But then go down to about Macon, spend the night around Macon tomorrow night, and then work our way on down to Perry, and probably all the way down to I-10, so we'll have that complete 355 miles, 354, 355, from the Tennessee-Georgia line up north to the Georgia-Florida line in the south on I-75. So we'll have a complete I-75 from Tennessee to Florida. So we got off right there to the left Friday afternoon because the traffic backed up. And we'll continue this for a few miles, and I don't know how far. And tomorrow, then we'll pick up from this video heading south. Unless our plans change, which they do so often. Most of the time, I guess. And a lot of the time, it's not us that changes our minds so much as it is the situation with the transportation, the vans. But this van's been doing good, our regular 2000 van. The 98 is doing real good, but haven't had time to completely check it out and get that. There's a little oil leak from the engine oil cooling line. Get that fixed, and then I'll be able to try it out a little bit more before we get on the road in it and or sell it. Still need to get the air conditioning fixed on it and flush the cooling system and fill it up with antifreeze for the winter. The 2019 van is sort of in limbo. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's beyond my diagnostic ability. And if it's beyond my diagnostic ability, more than likely it's beyond my repair ability as well. So we're going to deal with it when we get back, or maybe next week, 2 weeks, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But our plan is to head south tomorrow morning, unless we decide to go tonight. Maybe stay at a Georgia State Park tomorrow night. Drive on down to I-10 and complete the I-75 video. Come back up, then spend the night in Perry or Macon. Buy our mega ticket. We need to do that today. $104, which covers every day, every event, all the rides. From Friday through the 12th, 10 days. But it also includes a Thursday peekaboo. There shouldn't be that many people. We ought to be able to walk around and see what all this and see what it's all about before we get involved with the crowds, and see if we might be able to pick up some day work to pay for our trip. So please like, share, and subscribe. We need the subscribers. We need the views, the watch hours. We need to get this channel. We need to at least triple it, at least. And that's still not going to break us even. We really need to multiply this channel by 10 to break us even. And that would be close. But if we could triple it, it sure would be nice. That would be 10,000 subscribers. So we got a long way to go. I believe we can do it though. Hopefully we'll get a lot of international views and subscribers. People sharing the videos, going deep in the videos, over 3,500, maybe 3,600 videos now. This is exit 283. This is where we were going to get off yesterday. I don't know if we'll come up to here. We could come up and start here tomorrow. Fill up with gas at the Loves. We got it for $2.51 Friday afternoon with our 10 cent a gallon. Going up to $2.93 now. It was $2.61. But we get 10 cents a gallon off there, so we'll see. We'll probably fill up tomorrow before we head out. It looked like it's about 180 miles down to Perry. video Friday was 20 gigabytes. Even with a very fast, high-speed connection, it took an hour and a half. Or almost 2 hours. So we're going to have to make segments of this drive, shorter segments where I can get a Wi-Fi, or since I'm going to be recording it with the Osmo, I'm going to have to use a hotspot to upload it. I may do a whole section with one of the phones, but I don't know that I will. Okay, we're going to get off here and turn this off. This will be an end for today. Like to backward to the right, Alpharetta to the left, Alpharetta, Roswell, Georgia 92 north to the left, Georgia 92 south to the right. And up here, after we turn, if we go straight across, it'll take us right into downtown Acworth. Okay, let's turn this one off, and it'll be a wrap for today. Tuesday, 30th of September, 2025. We're going to continue our second segment that we started yesterday from Cartersville, and we got off here. We're going to add this to that segment. This is about a 15-minute segment. We want to get about 30 to 45 minutes anyway. Our first segment was over an hour. We'll be getting it all the way to the Florida line, maybe all the way to I-10, unless something changes our mind, like the van. If the van decides it doesn't want to go, then we won't be going. If it decides it wants to go part of the way and not go the rest of the way, then we'll do that too. What we do is so much determined by what this van tells us to do. Sort of like, well, I might not ought to say this, but reminds me more of a female van than a male van. A male van would just say, what the heck, let's go. No, a female van says, oh, I want to have problems. I want to break down. So, there you go. See how many of my subscribers are off. I got a disappointment last night. I thought that Mega Pass for the Georgia National Fair covered all the rides, events, and everything. That's one reason I was so keen on going. I really like the rides, but when I got to investigating, it only covers entrance, and it can't be used for the first Saturday, or I think it said the 5th of October. What's up with that? What good is a Mega Pass? I'll just get the senior passes each day if I stay longer than a day. I don't know how far we'll get today, whether we'll try to go all the way. So we're just playing it by ear, whether we get anywhere or not. I'll say depending on Miss Van. Cloud cover, which is probably going to 2 on 75 in Tennessee. And we plan on going all the way to I-10, but we were going to catch the fair and then do that, but we'll see how it works out. If it works out at all. So there's going to be some long stretches where I'm not running my yapper. We're recording with the Osmo Action 5 right now. We will be using other video, either other cameras, either the Samsung S20, S22 Ultra, Google Pixel 9 Plus Pro, maybe the Osmo Action 3, maybe the GoPro. I don't know what we'll be using. But right now we're doing it 1920 by 1080, 30 frames a second, full HD. Zoomed in at 2. I wonder, we may want to just zoom in at 1.5. Okay, we dropped down to zoom in. So at 70 miles an hour, we don't normally drive 70. Brake lights, I hope we don't have a slow up already. Delk Road 10 miles, 9 to 11 minutes. That doesn't indicate a slow up. But at 355 miles or 350 miles at 70 miles an hour, that's 5 hours without stop. We keep hitting that kind of crap, we may not make it. 285. We'll probably start the next one there. So that'll be the end of this segment. Then we'll get 280. We'll get inside the perimeter, but we'll probably get further on down. But let's take note of truck traffic. Unless these big trucks have business inside of 285, they're not supposed to go inside 285. So let's notice the difference in the big truck traffic. Sitting up there on that trailer, we don't want to be behind him. Those things can bounce off. If he hits a bump, those things sitting up there, they can roll and tumble. Let him get on down the road. And us be on the lookout then, because if they come off and somebody else hits them, we could get in a backup situation real quick. Those things didn't look like they had been secured at all. I couldn't tell for sure, of course, but they looked like they were just sitting up there on top of that trailer. About 14 minutes long, and added that other one. It'd be about a 35-minute video. We've still got 4 miles, 5 miles. I don't know when we'll be able to get these things uploaded. The ones we get with the phone, we'll upload them when we have a 4 bars of 4G or 3 or 4 bars of 5G, wherever we're at. But these Osmo Action 5s or the GoPros, it may be a week before we get them uploaded. But there will be a complete video unless something, messes us up, of I-75 from Tennessee to Florida. From the Tennessee-Georgia line to the Georgia-Florida line. Heading 210 miles since we filled up. Sunday, I guess it was. So we can go about another 200 miles before filling up, which will get us to Perry if we decide to go all the way today. Yeah, all these trucks are working their way over. Uh-oh, brake lights. I want to go through town. I want to get 75. I don't want to have to deflect. Maybe this is just a 285 slow up. People trying to work over. I only see one big truck behind us. No, I see two back there in the lane next left of us. Now 3. But they may be working their way over. Trailer. I wonder if that pertains to him as well, or is it just if you've got a load? We're getting ready to turn this one off and turn the next one on. Okay, the Atlanta bypass, this is where you'll exit 285 to get on the 285 going east or south.